What's up? You got me? I can see myself in the, there's like this reflection, there's like this glass sort of portrait that I can tell, I can actually see like how much of my face it's getting. Okay, you got my face, I got my face. What's up? Welcome to episode number 2 of FounderCast. We're going to talk about stuff. So, you know how people talk about, like now it's funny because we're starting to understand as a business sort of collective brain and an entrepreneurship collective brain that overnight success does not happen, right? And that people that you think like suddenly make it and suddenly come out of the scene have been like working on their craft like crazily for years and are obsessive and they try a lot and they've just failed a lot of times, and that's what equals the distinctions that make you actually make things work. And it's just so true. But I just want to talk about that a little bit. The thing about business, right, is like you go through multiple pivots in the startup most of the time, unless you find something that's just like a hit and it's a home run and you work with it and you know it's working and it's great, and then you can just like, you know, build upon that. And then you can just go into the building. But in many cases you don't hit that right away. You start on a certain business model and then you realize maybe it's not the best one and you think of other ones and then you try those. And then you try to, you know, the whole time you're trying to determine which one works. And then you want to, you know, build upon that. So it's funny because what I don't hear talked about enough, and it, you know, I think is an important point to make, is that when you do find the thing, that's going to work and that you're going to do it, then you got to be really ready to, you know, I'll be like, all right, everybody sit down, okay? Everybody sit down. Everybody sitting? You guys cool? You sitting? You all right? All right? Everybody good? Seatbelts? You got your seatbelt on? You good? Hey, put your seatbelt on. Okay, we're ready? Now, for 1 year straight, we're going to engage in building a business. We're going to do biz dev, we're going to do marketing, we're going to do operations, we're going to do all these things for 1 year on top of this business model, and then we'll see where we're at. Of course, you want to make sure that it's viable and all that minimum viable product crap, which, you know, I think is good. It's a very good idea, and it's certainly a good thing. I think tremendously more than as healthy amount of people have looked at it and gone, wow, that is like the God document or something. Like, you know, like Eric Ries just wrote a book, man, and Steve Blank, these guys just wrote a book about it. It's like not the only methodology to follow, but it, you know, you should know that your thing is going to work when you bring it out. But find your thing, make it work. You know, make sure, you know, that you know it can make you money and it's a good business. Right? It's a good business. And you have to be a smart entrepreneur to do that, right? You have to be you can have intuitive sort of thoughts about that and know that it's going to be a smart business. You could model other companies and know that they're doing it and realize that it's a good business and find out what kind of revenue they're doing and find out what demand there is. You know, there's a lot of ways that you could test the market and find out. But when you do, it's about you get the right thing and then look, just be ready to hustle for 2 years building on top of that. Because you've spent a lot of time hammering down the business model and trying to find a business model that works and understanding the market. You know, there's a lot of things for different companies. For us in the mobile industry, we've done a lot of things in the mobile industry, but we're trying to understand mobile for the creation of products, for the creation of services, for a lot of stuff. So we've, you know, it's just always like a lot of tinkering and a lot of figuring things out and a lot of everything. Then it's about when you know your fit, build massively upon that and be ready to do that for 2 years. The overnight success is just a super myth. It's just a super myth. It's so crazy. And it will poison you and stop you from actually engaging for a year or 2 years straight solidly on something because you think it'll happen in 3 months. You think that you're looking for this click that just happens and then boom, it explodes and people start, you know, giving you their credit card and paying for your service or product. It's just not reality. It's just not how it happens. You know, it takes such a long time of every single day obsessively focusing on it. And when you find, because you've tried a lot of things and you're paying attention, right? And you're listening and you're using your intuition, you're trusting your gut. It's not just about data. You got to like have the sensibility to know what the fuck is going on. Like that's what makes a good entrepreneur. Then you take that and then you take it to the next level and then you hustle on that thing for a year straight. Then you do the biz dev and the marketing and the evangelicism and the building and all that stuff for a year straight, 2 years straight. Hustle it out, make it happen. So find your thing, right? And when you find the thing, build upon that for a year. That's like the minimum, the minimal viable time, let's call it, right? Like the minimum time that you need to spend on making something happen, doing the build up, doing the people spread, getting it out to as many people as possible, doing the marketing, all that stuff. You know, building the products, but really it's about getting it out, right? And getting people to understand what it is you're doing, you know, and get people thinking and understanding that they can buy a service or product around whatever it is you do. So hope that makes sense. That was a little short, but that's great. You want to keep it short sometimes long. whatever kind of fits for the situation. FounderCast number 2. Thanks a lot for coming. Tweet this if you loved it. Comment in the comment section below if you have something to say. And I love you.